Hey guys, so I did not get my core work in today. I did get my cardio in, but I wanted to give you guys an idea of some core work that you can do, an ab burn, more so abs than anything else. Super easy on your back, no neck needed, which I have to be careful with. So these are things that you can do if you have a back injury, if you have a neck injury, if you have a shoulder injury, and still get your ab work done without having to tax your spine too much. It's actually going to be really, really good, especially if you have low back issues. You just have to be careful. So wanted to take the time to talk everybody through this. So we're actually going to start on our back. We're pretty much going to stay there. This is like also the lazy girls ab workout. So there's that too. So the first thing we have are tabletop presses, okay? So you're gonna press your knees into your hands for a count of 5, but we wanna keep your back flat. The entire point of this, throughout the entire flow, you want to think about keeping your low back flat on the mat. So the hips tend to want to come off of the mat, see that? You wanna push that in, okay? So take your hip bones, push them into the mat, and then you are good to go. So you're gonna push the knees into the hands for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. We're gonna do that 5 times. So this is 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, release, and one more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. What? 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Okay, it's been a long day, okay, you guys? Okay, so next what you're gonna do, again, readjust, make sure your back is flat. You're gonna bring your arms just past the shoulders towards the head. Now, the stronger you are, the further out you can come, okay? So you can even come in line with your ears if you're comfortable, and if you can keep your back flat the whole time. And so nice and easy, you're just gonna extend one leg out at a time. It is okay to bring your knees a little higher than hips, but if you can, try to keep your knees in line with your hips. If it's a little much, again, you're gonna bring it here. Don't go too fast here. Hold on, I want to make sure we're not losing anything. My phone's like, you're dying. Okay, sorry. So you want to go nice and easy here. Don't go super, super, super fast. The whole goal is to keep stability. And so you're developing stability here. You're also developing endurance. The core, we don't give it enough credit. I feel like we just want to do crunches and have abs. But really, your core works for everything. Whether it is doing ab work, like right now, or it is sneezing, turning over in bed, like your core is always working. So it doesn't really get to take a break, which is why back pain, you feel it all of the time. Let's do one more. So you want about 5 to 10 on each here. Hug your knees into your chest if you're feeling it. Next, we're gonna do a double leg extend. So just a one knee at a time, so alternating your single leg. Next, and again, this will be harder, so if you wanna take your hands straight above in line with the shoulders, you certainly can. So the lower you go, the more difficult the exercise. But again, don't do anything. This, with your back crunching, is not worth it. This is gonna be much more effective if you can keep your back flat. And even though these aren't crunches, people feel like they're not gonna give you abs, but I promise you they will give you abs. You just have to stop eating. Like for me, Samantha, I have to stop eating all the carbs and my abs will show. So, arms in line, both knees together, and you're just gonna come out as far as is comfortable and then back in. So I'm being not super conservative because I'm feeling it. My abs are shaking every time I extend. But I also have, like I said, I have that neck issue. I've also got some hip stuff from my pelvic floor dysfunction. So I want to be not careful. I want to be mindful. So I'm not taking it easy, but I'm also not pushing it as far as I possibly can. And again, 5 to 10 here, depending. And make sure you're breathing. And if at any point in time you feel like your back is coming off of the mat, just go ahead and set the low back. I'm gonna do one more here. And again, slow and steady wins the race. It gives you a good burn. But like I said, it's really good for your spine too. So here we're gonna do modified bicycle, which is again, like it's also can be much more difficult than regular bicycle crunch because you're not pulling on your head and you don't have your momentum working for you. Now, I'll always like to have, especially if you have neck instability, hands behind the head, but you're not pulling on your head. So it's literally just, your hands are just cradling your neck, okay? So one foot's gonna go back. I actually like to push through the heel here because it keeps the back and the hamstrings engaged. And we're gonna do one at a time. If it's a little much, your heel can go on the ground and knee can go bent, okay? But we're gonna do one leg at a time. Press through the heel when you press out. And if you wanna make it a little harder, you can point the toes, you come in, press as you come out. I like pressing through the heel because it stabilizes the back. Two more. And then take a second, readjust if you need. And here we go. Again, it's all coming from the shoulder here. I'm not pulling my head. And just my shoulder blade is coming off the mat. We think that the higher we go, the more effective it is, and it's not true. And rest. Take your knees side to side if you need to. So yeah, we think the higher we go and the more momentum we have, the better we're doing, but honestly, it's not. The next thing that you can do, so what we've done 4 already, I'm gonna give you a 5th, which is really good for booty, it's good for low back, it's gonna finish you out. So it's frogs. All right, we're gonna do 2 versions here. One frog bridge, okay? So making sure you're not arching your back again, keeping your pelvis tucked under. We're gonna bridge here, not gonna go as high as you think you can go. So it's gonna get some adductors too, as well as some abductors. It's gonna get your glutes. You can do 15 to 20 here, whatever's comfortable. And then after that, we'll do a frog press. So I actually like to put my hands right above, like where my glute med is, or my glute med, right at the top of my booty, essentially. Your heels are gonna be together like a frog. All right, so propping your hips up just a little bit gives you a better chance of keeping your back flat. Again, the further out you go, the more difficult it's gonna be, and the lower you go, the more difficult it's gonna be. Your ego is, one of my colleagues says, your ego is not your amigo. Okay, so don't push it too far. I promise you, there's a lot to gain in taking it back a step. So heels are together and you're pushing up and out about 45 degrees or a little bit lower. However low you can get and however far out you can get while keeping your low back on the mat. So really good low ab exercise. And I honestly sometimes have people hold a weight with their feet and do it too, okay? Those are for my super healthy badass clients that have mastered a lot of core. It's not necessarily a go-to. And again, you can do about 10 to 12 here, depending on how you feel and depending on your hip flexors. If you have really tight hips, this one may not feel as comfortable, okay? But again, you're good with this. You're good with everything else you've done, I should say. You can also do planks as well. Planks are really, really good. I'm gonna hold off on my planks today because my neck is on fire. It's at the end of the day. It doesn't feel great. I also started my steroid pack, so we're gonna see how that goes as far as sleep goes tonight and as far as my hunger levels. Ooh. A couple more. And again, this is a good leg toner too. So if you do 3 or 4 rounds of this, rest. you will feel it in your inner thighs for sure. That is really a very good core workout, even though it's simple. Sometimes simple is a lot better than going ham. Again, if you slow it down, if you focus on form, if you focus on a few key